Alright guys, so just doing a review for this BLUETTI AC240 power station. This is BLUETTI's new power station at the time of making this video. The main selling point for this power station, I would say, is its IP65 water resistant rating, which means that you can actually expose this power station to water and it will not get damaged. Basically it can take tons of splashes of water and, nothing will happen to it. However, do not submerge this power station into water. It will get damaged if you just just drop it into the ocean, or if you just drop it into a pool. So that IP65 water resistant rating doesn't go that far. But yeah, definitely a heavy duty unit. This thing is pretty large and heavy. For the weight, I think it weighs 72 pounds. So yeah, not exactly easy to carry. It's portable in the sense that you can pick it up and put it down somewhere. It's not portable in the sense that you can hold it for a long time. But yeah, 72 pounds. I'm gonna go over the size in just a second. I forgot about the size. I don't know how big it is exactly, but I'm gonna figure that out in this review. And so what's included in the box with the AC240 power station are these accessories right over here. You get the manual, of course. So yeah, this seems to be a XT. I think this is the XT 60. Let me just take a look at the manual to know exactly what these accessories are called. Sorry, everything's a bit disorganized right over here. But yeah, you do get a AC charging cable, which is this one, which is what I've been using to recharge the power station lately. And the AC recharging is incredibly fast. I think it maxes out at about 1800 watts if you set it to its turbo speed. All right, and so this cable and this cable right over here are the RV power cable for RV's 12-volt devices. I haven't had a use for these cables because I don't own an RV. I can't really think about how I would go about using these two cables, but they are here if you need them. This right over here is a MC4 to solar charging cable, and this is what you would use to solar recharge the AC240 power station. And it does come with a grounding screw. I'm going to be honest, I cannot find the grounding screw. I think I lost it. My bad. So yeah, actually just a reminder, everything that comes with this power station and the power station itself are big and pretty gigantic. Make sure that you don't lose the grounding screw. Look for the grounding screw first when you do open the package up. And yeah, that's really about it. And it does come with the manual. I think that's what this is right there. Just taking a closer look at the manual real quick. It does give you directions on how to use the power station. I'm going to be referring back to the manual quite a few times in this review because I don't know everything about it quite yet, even though I have been using it for the past week, but work does get in the way. But yeah, it also comes with this accessory pouch right over here that you can use to place all these cables into. So that's pretty convenient to have. All right, and so just taking a closer look at the BLUETTI AC240 power station, and so it does have a 2400 watt max output on its regular mode. That is, you can use the powerlifting mode via the BLUETTI app and take that AC output to I think 3600 watts. I'm going to be testing that in this review. The power station does have a 1536 watt hour capacity. Not exactly too big of a battery. I mean, that's a lot of capacity, but for the size of this power station, I thought it was going to have a 2000 watt hour capacity, but obviously it doesn't. It has a 1500 watt hour capacity, which is still pretty decent, but you are able to expand the battery capacity of this AC240 pretty exponentially. In fact, BLUETTI did send over their, I think, what is that? Yeah, their BLUETTI B210 battery that has a 2000, let me see that. Yes, this one does have a 2150 watt hour capacity, and you can basically combine that 2150 watt hours with the 1500 watt hours that the AC240 has. This extra battery does come with the expandability cord that you would use to connect this battery and the AC240 together. It also comes with a solar charging cable, which is a MC4 to a solar connector that you plug into the extra battery. And you can use this B210 battery alone if you want to. I don't think a lot of people are going to, because this is mainly meant to use with the AC240. But yeah, if you did want to, I was gonna bring this battery up on the table. I might do it later in the review. But yeah, if you want to use it alone, it does have a single 100 watt Type C power delivery port, and it does have a single Type A 18 watt port. You can just press, you gotta press the power button first. I think it's gonna turn on. You gotta hold it down, I think. Yeah, you gotta hold down the this silver button right over here. There are battery percentage indicators right there. You can just press the DC button and it turns on the charging ports, and also has a 12 volt car socket outlet that is able to output 120 watts. And so yeah, right there, you can use the battery in some ways without plugging it into a power station. And these two connectors right over here are going to be used to connect the B210 to the AC240 power station. And you can also use them, I think the reason why there are two is because you can actually connect other B210 batteries together and, you know, basically get even more capacity on top of that. So, you know, connecting a single B210 battery is not the limit. You can connect a lot of batteries to the AC240. And over on this side, let's see here, it does have handles. So yeah, it is easy to carry around. This definitely does weigh lighter than the AC240 power station. And yeah, this right over here, I think is the solar charging port. And this is the bleed valve. I have no idea what that does, but there it is. And yeah, that is the B210 battery. I'm going to be hooking this up to the AC240 to see how it performs in a capacity test where they're both like charged up to 100%. Alright, you guys, so back with the AC240 and back at the table. I was taking a look at BLUETTI's website to see how much you can expand the capacity for the AC240. And as you just saw, I think that was like 3072 watt hours if you add one B210 BLUETTI battery, which is that one right there, which is the one I just showed. So yeah, 3072 watt hours if you add on one B210 battery. And seeing as how this animation on their website is showing that you can add up to like, I think what, how much was that? So those are two AC240s. That's a lot of capacity. So yeah, all you need to know is that you can expand the battery capacity pretty exponentially. Definitely. Okay, wow, that's a lot. But for now, in this review, I'm just going to be focusing on what I have. And I have the AC240 and the B210 extra battery. And just taking a closer look at the AC240, to turn it on, just like the B210 battery, just gotta hold that down and let it go, and it turns on the unit as a whole. And the screen is a screen that's pretty familiar if you used BLUETTI products in the past. Over to the left side, it does have the DC input and DC output. Over to the right, it does have the AC input and AC input and AC output. In the middle, it does have the battery percentage remaining, estimated runtime right there. Eco mode is on. This right over here, I think that's an arm flexing. That would be the powerlifting mode. So it actually tells you if powerlifting mode is on or off. And currently it is on. Wi-Fi, I think that means I'm connected to the BLUETTI app. I gotta double check on that. Or actually, it probably means that the power station is connected to my Wi-Fi. Either one, I'm gonna figure that out in just a second as well. And yeah, if you have like all these sections turned on and you want to turn off the power station, like, you know, everything at once, you can actually just go ahead and just do that, and it just turns off everything, which is pretty nice. This like type of button mechanism that they've used increasingly on their power stations is really nice to have. And so yeah, moving on to the sections. If you want to turn on a section, you just gotta press the button once, just like so. It's gonna turn on that section and whatever on it. In this case, there is a 12 volt 10 amp DC car socket. This one is a 12 volt 30 amp socket for, not too sure what this is. What is this used for? Is this gonna be, I'm not too sure what this is. I don't know. I'm not too sure what this is, but yeah, there it is. The charging ports include two Type-C 100 watt power delivery ports. There are two Type-A 18 watt ports right over here, as you can see. I already did do some testing with the Type-C ports, and I can confirm you can use the full 100 watts of power delivery at the same time from these two ports, which is great to see. You know, higher capacity power stations do tend to use two 100 watt Type-C ports, but you're not able to use the full 100 watts at the same time. But with this power station, you can. Great to see. I think this is a RV port, a NEMA TT30 AC outlet. I don't have a use for this, so if you have RV, you will be able to use this pretty heavily. There are two 3-prong AC outlets that, you know, basically find in your home, and I think this is what most people are going to be using. And in total, the power station does have a 2400 watt pure sine wave output, but you know, as I mentioned before, you can use BLUETTI's app to increase that to 3600 watts, and I'm going to be testing that in just a second. And yeah, overall, the front of the power station is easy to understand. It does have this cool design that a lot of BLUETTI power stations are using now. Let me go ahead and turn the power station around to see what's on the other side. Alright guys, so over to the right side of the AC240 power station, it does have handles. So I should have probably shown you the top of the power station as well before I turn it around. But yeah, it does have two handles on either side. That does make it easier to hold the power station. But once again, 72 pounds, you're definitely going to want to use your legs to pick this up, and also take a deep breath before picking it up. It does have the grounding lug right over here, bleed valve. This would be, I think, the AC. I think this would be the solar recharge input port. This is the AC parallel port. This is the AC input port that you would use with the included, you know, AC charging cable right over here. I'm going to be showing the AC recharging for this power station because it is incredibly fast. And this right over here is a vent for the internal fan. And let me go and turn it around again. All right, over the back of the AC240 power station is nothing. Yeah, you literally just get basically nothing. There are specifications shown at the back though. Alright guys, so over to the left side of the AC240 power station is going to be the battery expansion port, and this is what you would use to connect to the BLUETTI B210 battery. And yeah, there it is. Nothing really much else to say on this side. Alright guys, so I just wanted to go over not the specifications, but actually I did want to show you the size of the AC240. It's a 16.5 by 11.6 by 16.1 inch form factor. So, you know, it has a decent size, not too large. You know, you're probably going to be able to fit it in your car or, you know, wherever you want to. The main thing to remember is that it's heavy, you know, 72 pounds. And also it does use lithium iron phosphate batteries, of course. I mean, I think if you know about power stations, and if you know about BLUETTI, you should know that it of course uses lithium iron phosphate batteries, and that means that you're going to be able to get about what, like 3,000 charge cycles or maybe 5,000 charge cycles, and still maintain about 80% or more battery efficiency. So that's always good to know right there. And yeah, in case you want to take a look at the full specifications in the user manual, there it all is. And in case you want to pause the video and take a closer look, there it is. It does act as a UPS in uninterrupted power supply, and that has a switch over time of about 15 milliseconds. I think that's what it said on the product page. And let me just run you guys through the BLUETTI app as well real quick. So I did already connect it. It's pretty easy to understand. If you already seen my other BLUETTI power station reviews, this is going to be almost exactly the same because it's the same app. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. I'm just letting you know. Oh, connection timed out. Oh no, what happened? Uh-oh. Alright, you guys, so I am back. I did check if there was an update, and there was an update for the BLUETTI app. Hopefully that fixed the timeout problem. But yeah, anyways, we'll just keep going. And it shows what's happening in terms of the input wattage for the power station, you know, whether it's solar or grid. And also tells me what's happening with the output, whether it's through the DC USB ports or the AC outlets. You can remotely turn off the entirety of the power station with this button right over here. You can also remotely turn off the sections of the power station. So if I want to turn off, you know, the AC outlets, I can just press that, say okay. It's going to turn it off just like that right there. Pretty cool. Okay, battery pack. I don't have the B210 extra battery connected right now, but when I do, it will show up right over here. I'm going to be showing that later on. It shows the CO2 reduction impact, I suppose you could say, if you're recharging the power station via solar. I think that's what it is. Over here on the settings menu, you can actually view the user manual electronically, which is pretty awesome. Default connection mode, cloud or Bluetooth. I think you can just, you know, choose what you prefer. I'm just going to keep it at cloud. Carbon emission factor. I'm just going to keep that right there. Homepage display. If you want to, you know, display the power station on the homepage of the BLUETTI app, you have the option to do that. Working mode, standard UPS. I think standard mode is going to be better. I'm just going to keep it as standard UPS. There we go. Charging mode. This is where you can actually change the recharge speed. This is where you can actually change the AC recharge speed. Turbo, silent, and standard. Turbo is very fast. Once again, I think I've already said it quite a few times. I think it's 1800 watts. I'm going to be showing that later on. Grid self-adaptation. Let's see here. Yeah, there's an explanation right there. I think I've already seen this quite a few times on other BLUETTI power stations. Powerlifting mode. Yeah, powerlifting mode. You know, once again, this is able to take the AC output from 2400 watts to 3600 watts. However, when you are using powerlifting mode on power stations, you know, like this one, and you're pushing the power station beyond its limits, and you know, you're powering an appliance over 2400 watts, the appliance will not run in an optimal manner. The power station is basically decreasing voltage and increasing amperage to make the appliance that you're powering think that's receiving enough power, but it will make the appliance run. And you might see that in this review. So, you know, powerlifting mode can be helpful, but it's not exactly a miracle type of setting, but it's there if you need it. Eco mode, it's just gonna allow you to set a shutdown time in case, you know, I think the AC output is 15 watts or lower. It will shut down after 4 hours. And, you know, if the DC output is 10 watts or lower, it will shut down after 4 hours. I think this is a good setting to have in case you do forget to turn off sections of the power station. If you're just somebody that tends to leave things on and not come back to them, this can save you some battery capacity right there. Let's see here, auto sleep. I think this is for the screen, so I'm just going to press never on that, and yeah, the screen just turned on. I'm going to keep it at never because I like having the screen continuously on. Self-adaptive, DC input source. Yeah, let's do self-adaptive. That's good. Version. I think this is just telling me the version of the app or the firmware for the power station. I'm not too sure, but yeah, there we go. Advanced settings. AC output frequency can be changed from 60 hertz to 50 hertz right there. Max charging current of grid. Yeah, I would not recommend touching this one. yeah, touch that at your own risk. All right. And yeah, that's really about it. In terms of the BLUETTI app, very similar to other BLUETTI power stations that use BLUETTI's app. You're not really finding anything new here. And with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and do some battery capacity testing. Let me just do a DC capacity test first to see about that DC capacity efficiency, and I'm gonna do 2 AC capacity tests where I'm gonna run the power station alone from 100% to 0%, and I'm going to power a heater, and then I'm going to connect the B210 battery, get this charged up to 100%, and get the B210 battery charged up to 100%. I'm going to connect them both, and I'm going to run another test with a heater to see how much AC capacity efficiency I can get with the AC240 and the extra B210 battery together. All right, guys, so I did run the DC capacity test for the AC240. I just ran the capacity from 100% down to 0% with the 240 alone only, not with the expandable battery. And in this case, I got a 1,289 watt hour capacity, and that gave me about a 83% DC capacity efficiency, which is good. That's pretty decent. Not exactly into the excellent territory, but yeah, it was pretty good. I did have to run the test for about 10 hours and 33 minutes, as you can see right there. 1,289 watt hours right there. So yeah, this is kind of what I expected. All right, guys, so just back, I did run the AC capacity test using this mini heater that I was talking about. It was pulling about 500 watts. That's nothing for this AC240 to power. And so yeah, I was able to get a 1,310 watt hour capacity, and that gave me about a 85% AC capacity efficiency from the 240 alone. Once again, this is not with the expandable B210 battery, and so this is actually better than the DC capacity efficiency, because usually the case is that the DC capacity efficiency is almost always better than the AC capacity, but not in this case. All right, you guys, so just back once again, and so in this case, this is the AC capacity test efficiency for the AC240 and the B210 battery combined. And when they're combined, they have a 3,686 watt hour capacity, which is a lot. And also in this case, I ran a bigger heater, not this one. I ran a Lasco tower heater that was pulling out, I think, 1,500 watts continuously until the power station and the B210 battery was fully depleted of its power. And what I ended up with was a 3,130 watt hour capacity, and that gave me about a 84% AC capacity efficiency, which is really good. Once again, it fits into the single power station AC capacity that I ran with this heater, and yeah, I mean, nothing bad about this in my opinion. So you are able to use a decent amount of power even when you have the expandable batteries connected to this power station. All right, guys, so in this case, I just wanted to do some charging port testing, and also in this case, I'm just charging from the 2 Type-C power delivery ports, because these are just 2 standard Type-A 18 watt ports that are going to be useful, but you already know what you're getting. But yeah, in this case, I just wanted to show that you are able to use the full 100 watts of power delivery from these 2 Type-C ports. As you can see, the current output is 210 watts, and I have this Xatrus power bank charging at about 92 watts right there, and I have my RAV power bank charging at about 96 watts. Basically they're both charging at 100 watts. And so yeah, there we go. Not too many power stations, even on the higher capacity side, similar to this AC240. Are able to output 100 watts from 2 Type-C ports at the same time, but thankfully this one is. All right, guys, so just here gonna do some AC outlet testing with the AC240. I've got 2 Lasco heaters, one right here and one right over here. So first thing I'm going to do is do some AC outlet testing with powerlifting mode off to show you guys the limit of the power station first. So I'm going to turn on one heater right over here on its high setting. By default, when you turn it on, it's already set to high. It's going to be pulling about 1600 or I think 1500 watts. Just got to give it a second to get up to speed. It's going to go way high and then it's going to go pretty low. Okay, there we go. Now it's dropping. And then for this one, I think I'm going to put it at on this low setting, and I think the power station won't be able to handle it. It definitely did not handle it when I set it to its high setting. You know, when I had this heater and this one on its high setting, the power station did shut down automatically. But yeah, we'll see what happens when I put this one to its low setting. There we go. I think we might be getting warning lights in just a second. Yeah, there we go. See that? It's blinking. It's gonna shut off in just a few seconds. Maybe not. Oh, it's because the this heater was still, you know, going up in wattage. It was using a bit of power and then it goes down. However, when I do put it to its high setting, the power station will definitely shut down. So I mean, the good news is that you don't need powerlifting mode to run both heaters at the same time. But you know, you do have to have one on high and the other one on low, like I do right now. But when I put this on high, yeah, the power station is gonna have some trouble. Just got to give it a second. Yeah, there we go. Now we're going higher. Yeah, now it's gonna automatically shut down. Why do I really need to set a timer? Okay, let me set a stopwatch up to see how long I can have this run. When I was doing some testing without, you know, making any recording, and I had the two heaters set up, the power station shut down pretty quickly. But in this case, it's not. That power capacity is dropping drastically though. All right, well, this is awkward. All right, so even with powerlifting mode off, I'm still able to run both heaters simultaneously. Okay, I think I got the powerlifting mode test going on. Let me go and check again. I got this one set to high, got this one set to low, and yeah, so this one's running and this one's running, but they're not running at optimal power, that's for sure. They're running pretty slowly, but they're still running. And I know I did just show that oh, this one shut off. That's great. All right, and this one's at high. I don't know what's happening, you guys. Because the powerlifting mode, you are able to use 3600 watts, but at the same time, that's not really promised. It just depends on what appliance that you're powering from the power station. I don't know. Powerlifting mode is a little bit wonky in this case, because with my personal testing, I could run one at high and one at low continuously, and I had no problems. And with powerlifting mode off, I could only run one heater at a time, or you know, one heater at high and one heater at low. But I definitely could not run two heaters on their high settings at the same time. But I could in this case, in this review, which was really impressive to see. The power station just kept supplying power to both heaters and did not automatically shut down. All right, you guys, so just back with the AC240, and in this case, I just wanted to show the AC recharging speed. And right here, I have the power station connected to the included AC charging cable. I have it inputted into the side AC input port, and also I have the silent mode activated, and that's going to give you about a 829 recharge speed. You know, silent mode is going to be slower than standard and turbo, of course, and this is basically going to make the fan spin slower. I don't think the fan is gonna stop spinning though, even if you have it on silent mode. It's mainly meant to just keep the power station more quiet than the other two modes, because you know, 829 watts is still a lot of power, and the power station does need a way to cool itself off. There we go. Set it to standard. I think standard isn't going to be too much faster than silent mode, but it's going to be a decent speed. Let's see what we got. Nothing's happening. Nothing happened with standard. Oh, now we're getting a lot of noise from the power station. I'm low on battery. That's great. Let me set it to turbo. See what happens. Oh, wow. Okay, set it to turbo, and it jumped straight to about 1800 watts. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. A very fast recharge speed. If you set it to turbo, you're probably going to be able to recharge the power station from 0 to 100%, maybe in an hour and a half. I mean, you might be thinking to yourself, it's going to be able to recharge to 100% in about an hour or maybe less than an hour, but it won't be recharging at 1800 watts continuously all the way to 100%. It will slow down the closer it gets to 100%. This is how all batteries work. When they do get closer and closer to full power. But yes, still a very impressive recharge rate right there. And yeah, that's basically the AC recharge speed. I don't know why I can't get the standard mode to work. And also, of course, this power station does feature UPS, so you are able to recharge and use the power station at the same time from the AC outlets. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I've got the LASCO heater on its high setting, and it looks like the recharge rate did increase considerably because it's trying to make up for what's being outputted. And of course, because it acts as a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply, of course it's going to feature pass-through charging. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically simulate a power outage. In a way, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to simulate. I'm just going to turn off the surge protector right up here that I have, or this is a surge protector, this is a power strip. I'm going to turn this off to see if the switchover time is fast enough to continuously power this heater, because right now this heater is actually being powered from this power strip, not the power station. So I'm just going to switch this off to see what happens. I'm going to keep an eye on that red light on the heater. 1, 2, 3. Yep, very impressive. That was very fast. There was like no interruption with the heater being powered. Let me turn the power strip back on. Here we go. And as you can see, the grid logo on the screen did turn on. And when you see grid, that means that whatever you plug into the AC outlets is going to be powered from the grid, not the power station. Alright, you guys, so I am on the floor now because I didn't feel like putting my B210 on my dining room table because that was going to be a lot of weight, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to demonstrate how you would connect the AC240 to the B210 battery. It's really easy. Seriously, you just go over to the side. This cable, this battery extension cable came with the B210 battery. This does not come with the AC240, so just a heads up on that. And you just connect the orange colored side to the B2 to the AC240. I mean, oh boy. Okay, I'm doing this with one hand. It's so hard. Okay, just gotta make sure that you push it in there. There we go. All right. And then you connect this blue end right over here to the blue port. So yeah, it's just a matter of color matching. Not really much to explain here. To be honest, you guys already know. I mean, there we go. Nothing complicated. Anybody could do this. And there we go. Have them both connected just like that. I just gotta turn this on though. There we go. And I think, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I just gotta remember to turn on the B210 battery. I thought it was gonna automatically turn on when I connected them both together, but that's not the case. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but I think the capacity was just at 15%. You can rewind and check for yourself, but it just turned to 41% because now the B210 battery and the AC240 are together. They act as one now, which is pretty cool. So I have more capacity right there on demand. And also, when it comes to combining them at full capacity together, you're going to be getting about, like, I think, what was it, like 3,600 watt hours. Let me just double check on that. Wait, I had a calculator right over here opened up. Yeah, it's going to be about 3,686 watt hours of more battery capacity if you have both the power station and the battery at full power. What else was I going to say? And also when you have them both connected, you're going to get an icon on the screen of the AC240 right over here to show that you have a battery connected. And also via the BLUETTI app, you can view the battery pack status. So this is going to be the AC240 specs right over here, and right over here, pack 2 is going to be showing the capacity is at 59%, and that's why it's currently in the AC240. Yeah, as I was saying, it was at 16%, which is why overall the two units combined are at 41% currently. And yeah, the more packs you add, the more packs are going to show up on the BLUETTI app as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really about it. Honestly, I don't have much else to say about this power station or the expandable battery. This stuff is, very useful if you need some serious amount of backup power. The IP65 water resistance rating for this power station is also a pretty big deal. At least, BLUETTI is trying to like push it, really push it to to market, to get people to realize how useful it is to have a water resistant power station. Because I mean, if you think about it, it can be pretty useful depending on your use case. If you are prone to be in, like, rainy weather or around water a lot, and power stations are inherently not supposed to be exposed to water, otherwise they like break. A power station like this one is going to be pretty useful. And also with the IP65 water resistant rating, you're getting a ton of power in terms of AC outlet power, the charging ports, the DC ports, and the the already high capacity that this power station has. And on top of that, you also get the expandable battery option. You don't need an expandable battery. An expandable battery is going to be pretty expensive, but you do have the option if you do want to expand. Whether it's a few months or a few years later from owning the AC240, it's really easy to expand the battery. You literally just do what I just did. Connect just two parts of the cable and you're done. And you can actually add more than just one, which is pretty insane. Man, that's a lot of money. But yeah, speaking of money, I will have a link to the product page for the AC240 and the B210 battery down in the description below. I will also have a link to the review article for this 240 power station in case you want to read a review for it. And yeah, that's really about it. Another entry in the BLUETTI power station lineup. BLUETTI has been advancing their products for the past couple of years. They've come a long way from that like suitcase looking power station to now this, and now they've created, like, I think expandable power stations that you can like basically make a part of your home. Like, those are like really high end type of backup power solutions that I don't have right now, obviously. But yeah, another entry. Let me know what you guys think, if this is something for you, if you're thinking about buying it. Maybe not. I think it's a pretty cool unit, especially with the water resistance. And I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.